3.2 translations. We've done reflections. Translation is like other places would call it a slide. Tony, please be careful not to erase the board, okay? Other thing would be called a slide, but we're big kids, so we're going to call it what it is. It's a translation. So a translation is a transformation in a plane that maps all points of a pre-image to the same distance and to the same direction. Okay, so picture next to us. Which one is the pre-image?
The top one.
The top one, because it's A, B, C, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so we would write this capital T.
Where do you want to say that?
Under the picture, next to the picture, wherever you want to do it. Okay, capital T. And when we go through here, I will correct some things because I can't format these little greater than, less than signs. And we put the X movement and the Y movement of, so this would be triangle ABC, yes? So pretty similar to the reflection, yes? You had the R told you the reflection, then it told you over what, and then it told you of what. So this tells you the translation, how much of what. So let's write the translation for this. So it is triangle ABC. And actually, these words should have said of what, huh? Because it isn't going to always be triangle ABC, is it? No. Okay, so we have to figure out how much movement we had. So what is the coordinates of A? What are the coordinates of A? -1, 3?
Yeah.
So what are the coordinates of A prime?
-4, -3.
How about -5, -3?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember we're going from A to A prime. It makes a difference, guys. It makes a difference. So what you do is you take the end minus where it began. So -5 minus a -1. So what do you get? -4. So you put a -4, comma. And then for the Y, you take where you ended minus where you started. Which is what? -6. So what this tells me is you're going to translate every point in ABC -4 from the X's and -6 from the Y's. So let's check it. Because if it works for A, does it have to work for B and C? Yes. Okay, so let's check. So if I go B, if I go back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I go down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I land on B prime? Okay, so let's check it for C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Does it work? Okay, now what if I asked you of triangle A prime, B prime, C prime? So that means I'm going from here to here, yes?
Same thing. Yeah.
It'd be the same thing? Let's try it. So when we -4, it would be what? +4, +6. So are you going to get a different answer if you don't translate the right thing?
Yeah.
Yes. Does it make a difference? Yes. And you all knew which one was the pre-image, so good. Because that's what you have to do. the pre-image to the image.
Right.
Okay, so a translation is a blank motion, so blank and blank are preserved. What kind of motion preserves stuff? Rigid. So a translation is a rigid. Good job, Josh. Motion, so what and what are preserved?
Size and length.
Lengths.
Length and angle.
Lengths and angle measurements. Good job, guys. You pieced it together. So I've brought that up several times now. So do you think you need to remember that for your test?
No.
Okay, are preserved. What's preserved meant?
Catch.
Kept. Okay. Ready to start having some fun? Okay, so we have a triangle, obviously. EFG. So should we graph it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we should graph EFG. Now check my work because earlier today I didn't graph E right. So when you check yours, make sure you're checking mine too. I went over -6 on E.
That's about to get bottom here.
You can step outside.
Blow my nose.
Unless you want to just let us all hear. I don't care.
It's embarrassing.
Okay, everyone got EFG? Yeah. Okay, so it tells me to what? What's this T say? Translate. How much?
6 and 7.
6 on the what? -7 on the Y. Of what? EFG.
Yes, mine is not
Okay,
like that.
so E prime, yours does not look like that?
No,
Why not?
I don't know.
Did you count right?
That was even worse.
There's-
People in the hallway.
There's hand sanitizer over there. It should be the points on your paper.
It's not. Mine's like opposite.
Well, maybe you should graph X's on X's and Y's on Y's.
I did.
Kale, look at hers. See what she
I
did
already
wrong.
erased it. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so E prime, I'm going to take the X value and do what with it? What am I doing to the X's?
Negative and negative.
Oh, what am I doing to the X's?
I don't know.
What's it say?
Switching on.
No. Okay, you guys just told me what I was doing.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No.
Okay. This says I'm translating how much on the X's? How much on the Y's? Okay, so what am I going to do to -5? Add what? 6. Comma. What am I going to do to 4? -7. Okay, I'm writing this out so you can see what's happening, okay? So what is E prime going to be?
E prime would be
1.
1, -3.
Okay, so F prime. What is the X for F? -1. And what are we doing to it?
+6.
+6, comma. What? No, for F, it's -1 right here. I'm on F.
-1 minus 7.
How about 5?
Oh, 5.
5 minus 7. So F prime is what?
5, -2.
5, -2. Do you guys want to try G on your own?
Yeah.
Okay.
G.
Did you get 4, -8?
Yeah.
Okay, graph it. And it better look exactly like the other one, right?
Holy crap, what did I do wrong?
Does yours look exactly like where it started? Okay. So now we're going to have another one. What are we doing to EFG again?
13.
We're translating it. How much?
11 and 2.
11 and 2. So that means we're doing what with all the X's?
Adding 11.
Adding 11. What are we doing with all the Y's?
Subtracting 2.
Okay. No. Nope. We're not subtracting 2.
Adding 2.
Adding 2. Why aren't we subtracting? Because it's positive. So let's see what you get. Now you get to do the whole shape and graph it. And check with your next door neighbors. Noah, you're out of luck. Yes. You're too social. Can't talk to anybody. Can't sit by anybody. I'll be your neighbor, Noah.
Stop dying.
And this one can't be prime. This one has to be what? Doesn't it have to be like double prime? Because it can't be prime because we're putting them all in the same graph, huh? No, do we match?
Yep. Well, we plan to.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Do we match, Noah? Use your toes, it helps. If you run out of fingers. Did you subtract wrong?
I'll run out.
Noah, what'd you get? Why are you erasing it? Maybe I'm wrong. What am I supposed to do to every X, Noah? What's it say on your paper? Well, he has to know where you get that. Do you see that where it says add 11? And add 2? Phoenix, how'd you do?
I don't know how to do it, so I just copied it.
Do you guys all know that I will answer questions And if I say if you're understanding it and you say, you better mean it. You better mean it. Okay, so this, Phoenix, this is what you're doing to the X. And this is what you're doing to the Y.
Oh, so it's the same thing. Oh, okay, then I know what I'm doing. I just got a little confused.
Okay. Dakota, how'd you do?
Good.
Amazing. Okay, you guys notice, did anyone notice that right here, these aren't those little like pointy brackets that I told you? Okay, I couldn't do that, so they should be pointy brackets. So if you want to fix that, those should be pointy brackets. No way you getting it now? Okay.
How dare they not be pointy brackets?
I know. Maybe I need to look harder, but I couldn't, and I didn't want to use inequality signs because they looked funny. They're like closed more. Okay, are we okay to the next one?
Yeah.
We're still working. Josh, are you okay?
Finishing.
Okay, let me know when you're okay, when it's okay to go. Okay, you guys have to speak up. If I'm going too fast, say, Mrs. Mick, can you slow down a little? Mrs. Mick, can you play that again? That's what I'm for. I'm not just to puke at you. If I wanted to do that, I'd just make you watch my videos and I would never teach you. Okay, so now we're going to write the rule. Ready? Okay, we already did it once, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so this shouldn't be hard. Are we reflecting or transposing? Because it's the only two we got.
Reflecting. Translating. Translating.
We're translating. That was a trick question. Okay,
I got a wrong on purpose.
okay, so we're translating, yes?
Okay.
And we're going to put our pointy brackets. And what are we translating?
S, T, V, and U.
So S, T, V, U?
Yes.
Okay, so I got 3/4 of the problem done. Already, look. What am I missing?
The points.
The what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
And are we going from
We're going
the black to the red?
To the red.
Okay, black to the red. How'd you know that, Kale?
Because it draws a line.
No, there's a line the other way too.
From this.
Because it's the darker one. We'll just go
What, Sarah?
There's a little.
There's a prime. There's a prime on where we're going, right? Where our image is. Okay,
Yeah.
so we got, what X did we do? How much X? Look at your paper. 1. 1 what direction, left or right?
Left. That's left.
Nope, from, so left 1. So is it a positive or negative?
Negative.
-1, comma. Now, how much to get to the
4.
left, up or down?
Down.
So it's a
Negative.
negative. So we have to check, see if we're right. Because if it worked for S, it has to work for what?
all
All of them. Okay, so check them. Does -1, -4 get you to all of them?
Yep.
So are we right?
Yep.
We're so brilliant. Okay, next one, do on your own. Put down the easy spot. Oh, what are we doing? What are we moving?
P.
Just P. Remember, it's X, comma, Y. And you're moving from P to P prime because P prime means the image, correct? You're done? Kale is a master at translations.
No, we're just
Addie, what'd you get?
I'm not too far.
How many X's do I have to go over, Addie?
2.
Over, not up.
Look, X's.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 for your X
And 3.
and
2.
2 for your Y. 5X, 2Y. Tony, how'd it go? Good. So it went well.
What?
It went well.
Yeah.
Noah, how'd it go?
Good.
Phoenix, how'd it go? Thanks. Regan, how'd it go? Josh, you got it done? How'd it go? Good. Okay, now we got another one. Oh, darn it. We thought the day was going to be easy. Okay, a composition. Okay, let's talk about the word composition. It is a form of composite, the word composite.
It's also a notebook.
And what does a composite mean? It is also a composition notebook for the same reason. What does composite mean?
Puts together.
Puts together. It's more than one thing put together. So a composition is putting words together to make a paper. A composition notebook is all of your work in one thing. Can you take a composition notebook apart without things falling out? No. So that's why it's called that. So a composition of rigid motions is a transformation with two or more rigid motions in which the second rigid motion is performed on the image of the first rigid motion. Okay, so those are a lot of words, so we need to figure out what those words mean. So first of all, we have the symbol for composition. Down here it says this notation uses a small open circle to indicate a composition of rigid motions. Do you see this open circle right there?
No.
You don't see that?
Yeah, that one.
Okay. It looks like a degree symbol, but it's not up high, is it?
No.
It's where a multiplication symbol would be, but it's not filled in. It's what? Open. So it means composition. When you're in Algebra 2, we will start compositions of actual functions, and we use the same symbol as well. So how these work is we do the second one, and after we do the second one, we do the first one. Okay? You always start closest to what you're manipulating. So if there's 5 of them, you start closest and you move your way what? Out. You do one and then you do the next thing and you do the next thing. You're not going to have 5. You may have 3 or 2. Usually 2. Okay, so we would translate the x is -2, the y is +5. Yes? And then we would, what does that R mean? Reflect. Then we reflect over what? What does it say to reflect over?
ABC.
What's it say to reflect over?
Reflect, triangle, A, whatever.
What is that?
E.
That's actually an L. It's an L.
And
It looks like an E.
It's an L.
it's neat to me.
Okay,
That's
so that's what it tells me to do. Then that's what I would do, whatever line L was. It would obviously, like in your textbook the other day, it said M, but it was like x = 3 or something, right? Okay, so same stuff. So let's talk about Mr. Kyle here. He's taken some dance lessons. And Kyle moves from position A to position B and then to position C. What single transformation describes Kyle's movement from position A to position C? So we're going to write a composite function, and then we're going to write one function. Does that make sense? So he's dancing. Earlier today, they wanted to reflect, and they wanted to reflect over this line. Well, does it work? I'm 1 up, 1 over, yes? I'm 1 up, I'm 1 over. So my position is right, but what happens when I reflect something? What happens to the object?
Moves to tilts, rotates.
It flips.
It flips. Did those shoes flip?
No.
No.
So it translates.
So it translated, didn't reflect. So is that something you have to pay attention to?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we can't translate, but we can't reflect, but we can translate. So we need to move it. We're going to write a composition. So we're going to have
2 and 2.
probably 2 translations, yes? So I'm going to set it up. And we are translating what? Aren't we translating Kyle?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So the movement from A to B
To C.
is going to go here. And the movement from B to C is going to go here. Because the first thing you're doing goes closest to what you're moving. Yes? Okay.
A to B,
So,
B 2 and
how many over did Kyle have to move?
2. 2 and up
2?
1.
3.
Okay, I'll go with 2. I think I did 1 earlier today because I was going lines, but if we're actually going spaces, it would be 2, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So, and we need to think of this, and I should have drawn it on there probably so you could see it. If we think of this as my x-axis and this is my y-axis, what's that? This makes this 0, 0, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of helps me, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to go right how many? 2. So that I put a 2 here, right? Correct, I should say. And then I have to go up what?
2.
2.
And then 1. Negative.
So now I have to go
Right 1.
right 1.
And down 1.
So that'd be a
Negative.
positive 1 and
Negative.
A negative.
wouldn't it?
A negative 2.
You stepping.
You're
down.
stepping 1 and then you would step 1. So it'd be just 1. Does that make sense, Sarah? Because when I go right 1, I'm here. And so I'd have to go down 1 to be here.
Okay.
Did somebody say, what do you mean?
No. Negative 1.
Yes. We said negative 1 and I didn't write a negative. Because it's because we went what? Down?
Negative.
Did we go down?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a composition, isn't it? Now, this is great if Kyle legitimately needed to go right 2 and up 2 and stop. Yes? But if you just went right 2, up 2, then right 1, down 1, and didn't need to stop, could I give this in one motion?
Yes.
So then I wouldn't even have to consider B, would I?
No.
So I'd just be going from A. So we would translate Kyle from A to C. What would that be?
A to C. That would be 3, 1.
3, 1, right? So 3, 1. Guys, look at the X's up here. What do I have?
1.
1 and 2. What's 1 plus 2?
3.
3.
2 minus
And negative 1 and 2 is what?
1.
1. Pretty spiffy, huh? So if you have 2 translations, can you just combine the translations and get your ending result?
Sure.
Yes.
If you want.
Yeah, because considering that's what the next 2 examples tell you to do. Okay, so what is the composition of the transformations written as 1? Okay, first of all, which one would we do first?
X.
No, like we
right,
do
on
this
the
one
right.
first, right?
Yeah.
And then we would go to
Left.
left. But when I combine them, I just combine them. So 3 plus 1 is what?
4.
4.
And negative 3.
And negative 2 minus 1 is
Oh, negative 1.
negative 3. Negative 2 minus 1.
Negative 2 and minus 1.
is negative 3.
I thought
Hey, you owe me $2, Kyle. Kyle. This is Kyle back one. Kale, you owe me $2 and you owe me $1 more. How much do you owe me? 3.
But if I'm subtracting it,
But you have 2 negatives.
2 negatives, you have to add.
Okay, do the next one on your own. Tony? Dylan? Noah? Did you get it right? Phoenix, did you get it right? All on your own? Addie? Amber, you awake? Did you get it right? Okay, how do you guys feel about translations? Okay, that's it. That's all I got for you.
who wrote that on the board?